From Studio A at 1 Biloxi Square in Lake Worth, Texas. Welcome in, everybody, to the Grandpa and Pappy Show.
Welcome aboard.
It is good to have everybody with us on another day of quarantine.
Yeah.
And
what is it? 52 or 62?
God, I've lost count.
40, 11, 10, or whatever in the hell it is.
It is good to have everybody with us. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, welcome aboard.
Pappy, I got some information yesterday that just absolutely pissed me off.
You got a burr in your ass today,
I do. I do. I'm going to get on my soapbox, and if I may
it.
use the first part of this program, I just want to let loose some steam,
You have
shall
my
we say?
permission, son.
Okay.
Go right ahead, amigo.
I was made aware yesterday that two beautiful African-American ladies, Diamond and Silk,
I know who you're talking about, yeah.
were canned from Fox News. They were canned and forbidden to come on there anymore because of statements that they made that Fox News, Pappy, thought was controversial and not true. Inappropriate. I'll tell you what these girls said here in a minute. But let me tell you something, Fox News.
Wow.
You have pissed me off. Now, I have watched the other news channels and called them all out because I could tell that they were reporting false news.
Most of them
And
do.
now, the only channel that I thought we could get the best news coverage, unbiased, and that used to be your motto, is now culling these two young ladies and exempting them from your program, pardon me, because they said something that was their opinion.
That's right.
Now, in my opinion, that sucks because our program here, Pappy, has to do with our listeners' comments and opinions.
It's the premise
That's what our
and purpose of what our show's all about.
That's exactly
and to
right.
allow you to have the same rights. So.
You send us in your comments and your opinions. We talk about it, and we have our own opinions.
We do. We fuss
about that.
We fuss back and forth about it constipatably.
Last I heard, this was America, and you had a right to speak your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let me tell you, Diamond and Silk, their real names, Lynette Hardway and Rochelle Richardson, have been doing this now for a few years, and I've really been catching up with them for about the last year and a half.
It's a great show they put on, too.
And
they have a hell
and
of a
I
production
think
going on
that
for them,
because they lean to the right, are conservative, and they actually think President Trump is doing a great job.
Yeah.
That's why. Because when I read you what they got canned for, we're going to talk about this.
Let's hear about it.
Well, the siblings came under fire after saying on March 30th that the number of Americans who have died from the novel coronavirus is being misreported to make President Donald Trump look bad. Now, we've talked about this.
I agree wholeheartedly, by the way, ladies.
In our previous broadcast about them padding numbers, because we have nurses in our families that are telling us that if they have people that tested for having coronavirus, but they die of a heart attack, a stroke,
for example,
cancer.
Or if you fall off the Empire State Building, they draw blood and you test positive, you died from COVID-19.
Coronavirus, yeah.
Poliovirus, yeah.
You know, and they're just telling it like it is, folks. That's their opinion. They also accused billionaire Bill Gates of being involved with the virus on April the 10th during a live stream broadcast, saying he has pushed for population control.
He does that.
Now, Diamond and Silk said then that they would not be taking any vaccine that Gates was involved in producing.
Hell no. Hell to the no.
And the third thing that they got kicked off for, now I want you to listen very closely to this, folks, because it has to do a lot with common sense and the way you were grown up or brought up.
Raised, yeah.
Twitter also removed a post from Diamond and Silk that told people to get out in the environment in order to become immune to the environment. They say Quarantining people inside of their houses for extended periods will make people sick.
That's the true statement.
That is true. Now, let's stop and think about that for just a minute.
How many foreign objects, when you were a kid growing up, did you pick up out of the dirt and stick in your mouth?
I can't tell you how many. I mean,
how much dirty water in the lakes and rivers have you swim in?
mm-hmm.
You know?
I used to drink out of streams.
Yeah.
I used
to drink out of water hoses.
And we received a YouTube video that Pappy and I both watched, where two doctors from the illustrious liberal state of California actually sat down and said that very thing.
Yeah.
To make people sit inside their house is prohibiting them or prohibiting their bodies.
It's a hindrance to their immune system. You
That's
wear
exactly
a mask,
right.
You keep it all contained. You stay away from people, you keep it all contained.
And they say whatever you touch, there's going to be viruses, there's going to be germs, there's going to be microcosms, I think is what he said. But
I've
he said,
hugged and smooched on people in my lifetime that's got flu.
Yeah.
I didn't go home with the flu.
Yeah, me neither.
You use common sense and...
Well, there you go. I mean,
common sense. That's been my conviction through all this crap.
This doctor said that he's been communicating with doctors all over the United States, and they're saying the same thing.
100% agreed.
That's exactly
that
correct.
Conference.
Now
they had a conference.
You keep people in the house. Look at the germs that's going to stay in the house. Get out in the sunshine. Get out in the yard. Get out to where your body can start developing immunities naturally.
They also said that you're staying in the house, you're wiping everything down, you're taking the bacteria and the germs away that your immune system needs, that it feeds off of to build those immunities.
That's right. I forgot about that part.
And that makes sense.
It does make sense.
A hell of a lot of sense. It does.
Yeah, it really does. Yeah. And for those that were brought up like we were in the old days, I say the old days.
It was the old days.
Oh, okay. All right.
Jesus was a choir boy when we were kids. So.
Yeah. God was just putting the sand down in the desert when I was born. So
pretty cool guy.
Anyway, but folks, I'm sorry going on this rant, but Diamond and Silk are two very intelligent, very smart young ladies that got their hands slapped and the rug pulled out from under them because of free speech. That is their right.
That is.
Now, Pappy and I have talked about it so many times in the past. I mean, we'll stand up. We'll stand up and defend you for being able to speak your opinion. We may not agree with it, but we agree with the concept that you have a voice in this country. It's guaranteed free speech.
These are two very sharp ladies that do nothing more than what you and I do, express our opinions.
That's exactly right.
And God bless you girls. Hang tough. I mean, I love your show.
I do too. I love listening to them. They're funny.
I think we ought to have a call-in conference with these ladies.
Yes,
I really do.
I'm going to see if I can get that.
Why don't you set that up?
I'm going to see if I can get that set up, and we can get it, figure it out technologically, get it all set up. But hey, Diamond and Silk,
hang tough.
We are with you.
Hang tough, ladies.
Why? Because this program that we're on right now, Grandpa and Pappy, was conceived to give you, the viewers, your chance to speak on things that's just bothering you.
Just as theirs was.
That's right. And we want to know every day what you're thinking, because that's what this program is. We want and value your opinion, and then Grandpa and I, or Pappy and I, have the opportunity to throw in our opinions too.
That's true, and we interject a little bit of humor and fun in it. So what? I mean, I could only imagine what you guys are sitting back thinking about us right about now. So.
Well,
Equal opportunity. Okay?
We have fun and we don't mince words, folks, and that's
true.
the way it is.
We do a lot of research. We try to keep it based on fact and truth.
Absolutely.
And if that bothers you, maybe you need to switch channels.
That is correct.
So.
But I'm off my soapbox now, Pappy, and
Well,
we can get on with our subject of our program, which is, will your company call you back to work when it's allowed? And should companies be regulated if they received SBA loans?
We have several friends that's going through this exact thing right now, just as you do out there. Your family, your friends, even the business owners, they're going through some crap too. So,
well, yeah,
the honest ones.
And here again, I'd like to invite you guys to give patronage to these restaurants that are owned by mom and pop. That this is the only way they're staying in business.
Any small business.
Any small
independent businesses. That's the backbone of America.
That is. Yeah. You're exactly right. Well, let's get to some of the comments that you sent in, which deals with what we're talking about today.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Doug Caldwell says that they have continued to pay their employees at their bar, and the girls at their hair salon are all independent contractors, so they are obviously not holding them to their lease agreements, which is terrific. Yeah. He says the real question is when the government, or while the government has chosen to exclude certain businesses, he's hopeful their employees will wait for them to open back up. I
bet they will too.
Yeah, I do too. They're terrific people, Doug and Melinda.
Yeah,
he also pointed out that it is friggin' ridiculous that a movie theater is allowed to stay open but not a salon. He says he'll bet any amount of money that his wife Melinda's salon is more hygienic than any of those movie theaters. And Doug, she cuts my hair. I know that for a fact.
Yep. You know, and
you could eat off the floor.
You just can't find another couple that just stand up as Doug and Melinda.
Oh, straight up.
They work their butts off. I mean, they do, and they're great, good people.
Yeah, we just love them to death.
Yep.
Thanks, Doug, for that.
Yeah. So, do I get a free haircut, Melinda? Raymond Perry says that Texas should just let the state open back up. And if people want to, he told me to ask you that, by the way. Raymond Perry, once again, says that Texas should just let the state open back up. And if people want a chance going out, perhaps getting sick, that should be their choice. I concur. If they do get sick, he feels it would be no worse than getting the flu. Just stay home, take medicine, and get well. Enough said.
Well, that pretty well puts it right there in the nutshell, doesn't it?
Sure. We'll talk about the next show.
Yeah, and we received a late comment from our friend Big Billy Bryan.
Big Billy.
Billy, I really want to apologize. I did not have time to transcribe that onto our script that we read off of each week. I apologize, buddy, but I will get that in the next one. I promise you that.
Big Billy, the way he gets around, probably 2/3 of America's heard this story from him already. So.
Yeah, well, that's true. Well, he hasn't been able to get around people like the rest of us. So
he misses the field office every bit as bad as we do.
Absolutely. Sure. Larry H. Fort Worth said he is sick and tired of staying home and is ready to get back to work. He says he has not been able to contact anyone at his old job and doesn't know if his job will be there or not when they open back up. He says that would be 9 years wasted for nothing if it does.
By God. Alan Thompson said on our Twitter feed that he believes the businesses who receive some of the government bailout money won't rehire former employees, but hire new ones at a cheaper rate and keep the money for themselves, which is exactly what our buddy Big Billy's going through.
That's what happened to him.
He got shaft.
Yeah, him and how many employees was it?
I'm not sure. I know
that was laid off, and then they rehired.
I don't know.
Other employees.
I think it's around 53.
53.
Somewhere around.
Yeah, but
that's a lot of people, folks.
They have more than just that one company, though. That's why.
Well, that's true.
That's why they returned all that money
that
they supposedly qualified
for.
Yeah.
Loretta Blackburn says that Applebee's in Lake Worth will open up on May 1st for to-go orders. And they sent messages out today asking who wanted to come back to work.
Yeah.
They also are bringing in a few people to work to-go orders, and a few of them will be going in to clean and do prep work in order to open up for the to-go order starting on Friday. Other than that, only 50% occupancy will be allowed when they're allowed to open up on the end of May. Now that brings up a good question.
Save us a seat.
This brings up a good question.
Yeah.
Our illustrious governor, Greg Abbott, who I love, incidentally. Yeah. Governor Abbott, I mean, I wouldn't be in your shoes either for nothing in the world, having to deal with all this, but he is opening up some businesses on Friday, May the 1st, and amongst those, some restaurants are going to be able to open, but only
25%?
25% occupancy. Now, here's my question to you, Pappy.
Okie dokie.
What's the difference in having 25% as opposed to 100%? Because can't you get just as sick from somebody in the 25% capacity?
If you only allowed one person to come in and they were struck or stricken by the virus,
yeah,
that's enough to shut the whole building down. Right?
And going back to what you were talking about a while ago, I mean, that doesn't mean you're going to get sick, folks.
That's right.
It does not mean he's got COVID-19. I'm getting sick.
That's right. I mean,
I may have the immune system to kick it off.
Well, not if you're wearing masks and staying cooped up all day, like our illustrious governments are telling us to do.
Yeah.
I've got a problem with that. I do. Then again, I get stir crazy when I go to the bathroom,
Yeah, that's true.
Brandy Penny of Dallas says she doesn't know if she can hold out until the bar she works at reopens. She says that she has applied for unemployment but has received nothing as of yet. Big problem, Brandy.
Yeah.
A lot of people are experiencing the same problem you're having, sweetheart.
Hang in there, Brandy.
Yeah.
Hang in there. By God, we're thinking of you and all the people just like you. Yeah.
So they say.
Dale McGraw of Wichita Falls says he's just worried that with the long layoff people have suffered, they will have become too lazy to go back to work. He says he loves and adores his wife and kids, but needs to get back to work to get his sanity back.
Keep his ass out of trouble is what he's trying to do.
Yeah, I saw last night on the news that, and we saw it in that video also, the doctors talking about by keeping people pinned up, that alcoholism is going up, child abuse is going up, spousal abuse is going up because they're all stuck in a house and they can't do anything.
Getting bored and getting lascivious.
Oh, man, come on, government. Just think about all this stuff, what you're doing to the American people. And a question, more importantly, Pappy.
Yeah?
Why aren't the American people just saying, screw it?
Well, and that would have been a good question for me to ask. I mean, we outnumber the people. They're supposedly there for us.
Yeah, that's what I understood. Anyway.
I mean, that's socialism to me. I mean, the way I was raised. But I'm a flatlander from Lubbock, Texas. What the hell do I know?
You were exposed to a lot of stuff out there in West Texas.
Yeah, man.
Same way with East Texas, where I was raised. But hello, Emery. How you doing?
Got to run with the wind.
I want to share this with everybody out there because what I thought was so funny is they actually make sense from the left-wing leaning New York Times.
Yeah.
And I'll show you right here. I printed it off, everybody, so that you could see. Right here, many small businesses say loans won't get them to rehire employees.
Exactly.
Now, that's the byline. Now, I'm quoting them here from their story, so bear with me. Some small businesses that obtained a highly coveted government loan say they won't be able to use it to bring all of their laid-off workers back, even though that is what the program was designed to do. The Paycheck Protection Program promises a business owner loan forgiveness if they retain or rehire all of the workers they had in late February. But owners say the equation isn't so simple, in part because of current economic conditions and partly due to the terms of the loans. Now, let's stop and talk about that. In part because of the current economic conditions.
Yeah.
Our economy has been brought to a standstill.
Mm-hmm.
Here again, in my opinion now, folks, just my opinion, it's because of all of the false and misleading information that people have been scared out of their pants and they're staying home and not keeping our economy going. So what they say is exactly right. It's going to take a while to get this going back up again.
Yeah, but my question is, what the hell's behind all this? I mean, and I see...
That's a darn good question.
The last statement you read, I look at it, I mean, there's so many loopholes in everything legally.
You're correct.
Money is the drive behind a lot of this, a lot of this. And I see a lot of the employers thinking, well, this is a good way to line my pockets. Now, this is my opinion there again, so bring it on. If you disagree, please. A lot of the employers are finding a way to downsize. Like, for example, what Big Billy's going through.
Yeah.
I think they tried to take advantage of the system. They got millions of dollars. They got caught with their drawers down. They had to turn it back in. But yet they're still not bringing their key personnel back in. They're hiring, how many? How
many can you get for his salary?
Yeah.
Or his salary.
And Big Billy's a sharp guy. He is. He's an educated man and a hard worker and knows what the hell he's doing. Yeah. And that's the only compliment you'll get from me, by the way, Big Billy.
Even though he's a Cajun. Oh, yeah. No, I'm kidding, Billy. Love you to death,
he's
brother.
He's an LSU guy. So,
yeah, he is.
You can't dicker with numbers. But prime example, they could hire 2, maybe 3 college kids for what they're paying him. So,
and getting back to what
downsizing is what it's all about.
Yeah, getting back to what Larry H. of Fort Worth said, that if he's not rehired back at his company, that's 9 years wasted for nothing. And that happened to me in the corporate world, getting laid off after 10 years and building myself up that payroll ladder, earning my way up there, and finally getting to where I was earning a good living, and then just to have it all taken away from you.
And Larry, I don't think it's so much as being wasted time. You stepped up and manned up and did what you wanted to do. Made a living, put beans on your table, et cetera, et cetera. I don't think it's wasted time so much as it is you getting screwed.
That's true.
By somebody else. So.
Well, further quoting this article from the New York Times, to get the loans forgiven of those companies that got the loans, companies need to spend 75% on payroll within 8 weeks of receiving that money.
I don't think it'll happen.
The other 25% can be spent on things like rent, utilities, and mortgage payments. Otherwise, the loan has generous terms, only a 1% interest rate, and 6 months before any principal is due. Now, it goes on to further say that many of the small companies that were able to obtain a loan are having second thoughts, based on what you were saying a while ago, about rehiring all of their workers, and a few plan to return that money.
Yep.
They see little point in rehiring all of their workers, paying them to do little or nothing, and then potentially laying them off again if the business remains weak 2 months from now.
Yep.
Now, wrapping this thing up, the Small Business Administration said roughly 1.6 million small companies were able to obtain
the loan. 1.6 million companies.
Yes, small companies.
That's a huge number.
Out of at least 6 million that were likely eligible for it.
Wow.
And it goes back to what you were saying in a prior program. The SBA just ran out of money, and they've since passed another bill to add a little more money in there, Pap.
But they're saying the Bank of America economists estimate that another $650 billion would be necessary to meet that demand. And it's up to $400 billion?
Trillions now. 2 trillion at least.
I mean, just
just
for
that.
SBA.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Also, the generous, pardon me, These allergies are killing me, folks. Also, the generous unemployment aid that was also included in the government's relief package has made it more difficult to rehire.
Of course.
Many workers are making more with unemployment checks, which now include a $600 a week benefit from the federal government.
Wow. Wow. And and what is the average, what is the average salary of an American family?
Lord, help us now. Come on. Oh, sorry.
Can you help me? Of the American family per household to deem it necessary for you not to be considered as low class or underprivileged or whatever. I mean, they were basing these stimulus checks on people that made less than $190,000 a year.
God, I can't tell you.
Or am I wrong?
I don't think I've ever made $190,000 a year.
Well, I mean, that's big numbers. That's 6-digit numbers. $190,000.
$150 for a couple.
For a couple.
75 for a single.
Well, that's still
and
good.
then it went away at 198.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Special K keeps us so informed.
Yeah, she makes all the big bucks. She knows what's happening.
She does. Getting back to the comments that
what
you
we
folks wrote into us.
But I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Someone near and dear to your heart wrote in too.
Yeah, my gorgeous little daughter-in-law, Cassie Terry.
What a cutie.
Said for us, fortunately, it hasn't affected us much, but for my dad, on the other hand, he is getting hit hard.
Excuse me.
And God bless you. Yeah. No stimulus yet. It took him weeks to get hold of unemployment, and he still hasn't gotten approved for anything yet. And on top of that, he has been furloughed for 60 days. And Cassie and Jordan, they're stand-up kind of folks. I mean, that's where they're staying because Jordan is probably too tight to buy a house right now. So anyway, they're helping out with things and with bills and so forth. I said, but gosh, it sucks knowing that other people are going through this with no help whatsoever. You know, and
she's so right.
She's absolutely right. Cassie's a pretty sharp little cookie. She makes pretty babies too. I happen to know this. But I mean, her dad is in the optometry field, worked in one of the big conglomerate optometry people's business in a mall, so naturally they shut the malls down. Well, he tried to, and I stand to be corrected, Cassie, and I'm sure you will if I'm wrong, but he tried to sign up for, his vacation time and sick leave, and they furloughed him.
Yeah.
Screwed him.
Yeah.
So now he's sitting home twiddling his thumbs, worrying and wondering what the heck's going to happen. You know?
What he's going to eat next. Yeah. You know, I mean, you're going to have another meal or what?
Well, I don't think he's got that problem. I mean, because, Cassie and Jordan are the kind of people not going to allow that to happen.
Well, that's your boy for you, I'll tell you.
Yeah, and thank God y'all are there for him. You know, God bless you guys. I love y'all to death.
James O'Donnell of East Texas, Pappy, says that his company was able to retain everyone and are still working. He says, I do believe that some companies are going to use this as a chance to cull the people that needed to go. I also know for a fact that this has given many people a paid vacation where they are making more money than ever just sitting on their ass.
Yeah,
these people have zero desire to get back to work and aren't smart enough to realize it's going to come back and bite them.
And it will.
It will. He also thinks that many companies are and should be using this as an opportunity to figure out how to run lean and profitable.
Amen and amen, Big James.
Thank you, James.
That's very well said.
Yeah. So you can see, ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of you out there that have been affected by this, and my God, we're not cutting down anybody by any stretch of the imagination. We're just voicing our opinion on what we think and what we see.
I mean, who the hell knows what to think about all this mess?
That's exactly right. You know, and all of these comments, Pappy, are leading us up to our next podcast show, which is, are you in favor of Texas just going ahead and opening up its economy fully now?
Better get those answers and opinions in because it's going down day after tomorrow, Friday. So.
Yeah,
in
Friday.
Texas anyway,
yeah, Friday they're going to release a few things.
Excuse me.
With restrictions, I may add. But we're going to talk about what happens. Are you in favor of it just going ahead and opening up totally?
Grandpa and Pappy at gmail.com or on our website, www.grandpa.pappy.com.
Had to make sure he got through that. He did good.
I've got it on the teleprompter over here.
Yeah, make sure you get it to us.
Let's hop into viewer comments.
Yeah, so these are comments on some prior shows. Go ahead.
Yeah. Rory Tatum up in Oklahoma wrote in to say she just got caught up on her last 2 shows and made a note to herself not to watch it while taking a bath since she almost drowned her iPad. Kind of makes me.
I love this girl. I've never met her, but I love this girl.
What the hell's going on in that tub of yours, Rory? Belinda says she feels the same way about our government as we do, and something has got to change, and she feels that it will. Well, yeah, it will sooner or later. Since we don't trust how Congress spends our tax dollars, maybe we, the people, should have a vote on where the money goes, and not just a vote on who spends it.
Oh, amen.
I like that, Belinda. Set out the facts and figures of what needs to be done and let the people vote and see what happens. Instead of being taxed everywhere we turn, let's vote on what tax we should be willing to contribute to.
Yeah, that's a thought.
Damn, Rory, you must have went to college since we used to
Food
hang
for
out or
thought,
something.
man. Lynn Burton wrote in for the first time since joining our podcast page. Thank you, Lynn.
Yeah.
To say he doesn't know about our show, but it's got to be better than the news shows.
And I'm inclined to agree with just that.
Well, sometimes it takes us a little bit, getting used to, but we just tell it like it is, folks, like it or not.
Old Bucky Tardif wrote in to thank us for the invite to our podcast page, of which now he is a member, and we appreciate that, Bucky. It's people like you that we count on to make this thing work, buddy. Tell a friend, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely. Fortley, Fortly, or that at least is his Twitter handle, wrote in on YouTube about pork barrel spending and says that it was a really cool show and he liked it.
That's cool.
Thank you, Fortley.
We like hearing those kind of comments.
Yeah, I got to be careful how you say that name, too.
Pull my finger. Thanks to Jude and Lori Noakes for their subscription to our YouTube channel.
Just keep them coming, folks.
Thank you for giving us a thumbs up and liking what we're about and the subscription.
Colby wrote on Twitter that we need to keep up the pressure on our elected officials who seem to go deaf to the people after they're elected. Now, that is prophetic. I love it.
That's pretty profound. Yeah.
Colby, you ought to run for Congress, bro.
That's right. I'd vote for you.
Absolutely.
Bobby Bryant said, "Tally-ho, kick-ass show." I like the way you think, mate.
Bobby, I love it.
Tally-ho,
I just absolutely love it. You guys, y'all keep us rolling a lot. You really do.
We appreciate you, Bobby, by the way.
Yeah, keep those comments coming in.
Cards and letters,
go on our podcast or our Gmail account and send it to us. So you can also answer on Twitter or Instagram or LinkedIn.
Yeah.
We give you all kinds of opportunities to voice your opinion and let us know what you are thinking.
Let us hear from you. We absolutely love having something to talk about, and that's based off of your opinion and thoughts.
Jalapeno.
Jalapeno.
Once again, those addresses, www.grandpaandpappy@gmail.com or our webpage, which makes it easy to subscribe.
It does. Got a big red button there.
Yeah. That's www.grandpapappy.com.
That's right. So while you're there, hit the big red button, subscribe to us, give us a thumbs up or thumbs down, depending on what you like. You can even leave a comment. But be prepared. If it's negative, we'll make fun of you. So,
right quick before we close, Pappy, we want to say thank you to Miss Laney.
Yeah.
For all the help she's giving, or Lana. I'm sorry, Lana, forgive me. Forgive
buddy.
me.
Yeah, our buddy up in Lubbock, Texas. Yeah.
Our Facebook page is now surpassed 1,000. We're up to 1,038 the last time I looked, and just keeps growing. So we need you folks to go on and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Let's light them up.
Yeah, and
Atlanta wants a Pirates badge. I don't know how to go about doing that. But
a Pirates badge.
A Pirates badge. I'm going to send her a patch instead. Cover one of but working on that, Atlanta. We appreciate you and we love you dearly for what you're doing.
Pappy, our next show, as we alluded to just a few minutes ago, are you in favor of Texas opening its economy fully?
Let us hear
right now. We want your comments. You got a couple of days to get it sent in to us, and we'll get it all transcribed and make sure you get full credit for it. But that's it for today. Good show.
And in the meantime, until Friday, you guys take care of one another and know that we love you.
Absolutely. Have a great day. Be safe. God bless. Take care.
Later.